Welcome to this season's first failure video. You may wonder why those beautiful seedlings are failure. So let me tell you why. Those seedlings are way too early for me, for this size. This would have been the size I would have loved to have for them when I plant them out in like 6 weeks from now. It's not right now. So what we're doing today is we're talking about seedling timing, what I will do better, and pot those ones up together so that I don't sacrifice those ones because they are beautiful. And if I keep them in here, they won't be beautiful for too much longer, I would argue. So I don't want to risk that I spend too much time already in those. So we're going to pot them up together. So what I use here for potting up is just regular potting soil, which I put already here in my potting up bucket. Nothing special, just what you have in there. There's really nothing special needed anymore. My beautiful seedlings here. And then here the trays, I'm going to pot them up. So this is not a super large pot up, but again, I want to be space efficient because they're already ruining a little bit my space. In the basement, I had to clear up my leftover shelf or my overflow shelf, how I like to call it, for those special cases when I'm not calculating right. I think 2 trays will be enough and will be plenty, but yeah, we definitely got to pot them up. And you can tell here, I already pre-wrote all the labels to be fast. So let's talk quickly a little bit why potting up is so important at a certain stage. So as you can tell here, they are super crowded and super dense together. What happens if you keep them in here? You could keep them in here. If you feed them with some fertilizer, etc., they will be okay. But what I'm always concerned, especially for like seedlings which have that large of leaves and true leaves, that they start to crowd themselves out and then they start to fight for light and resources, and then they start to get laggy and just starting to get into a growing habit, which I don't want them to get. So for this reason, I'm going to pot them up and yeah, bite the bullet. For those ones, I've already noted down in my garden journal that I'm going to start them 4 to 5 weeks later next year because they grew so fast. It's really blew my mind. At this size and this growth rate, I might have blooms in my basement before they're actually getting out. This was a big experiment because I wanted to grow my patio plants from seed this year too, because I have on my patio and in front of our like main entrance really nice pots where I usually just bought annuals for, and I thought it would be nice to just like cover them and capture them with a combo out of geraniums and some of my basil inside, and whatever like shorter filler plant like a status or so might not fit in the bed. It's kind of overflow pots for my flowers, so I'm excited to do that. But mostly geraniums will go in there, and there's like 70 geraniums or so. I don't have space in those pots, so I'll certainly will give some away afterwards. So have some gloves again because for some reason every time when I'm dealing with soil, I'm getting a fresh manicure. Anyhow, so what I typically do is I'll just grab some pots, and I got those cool clear pots from Bootstrap Farmer. Super solid. I love anything Bootstrap Farmer. All my trays these days are from Bootstrap Farmers. All my pots are from Bootstrap Farmers. It's just quality which will last you forever. Yes, they're a little bit more expensive, but I am so sick and tired of trays just falling apart on you, especially when they get heavy with large seedlings. So put Team Bootstrap Farmer here. And they have now those clear ones. I don't think anybody else has clear ones, which in the summer I want to like propagate some cuttings maybe. And I think it's super beneficial when you can see if they're rooted in or not. So hence the clear ones. So I typically fill them half, and when you look how they fit with the soil block, it's a little bit more than half. It's like 2/3 with this 1/3. And then the soil block fits pretty much on top of it, and then I'll just sprinkle some soil around it and good we go. What I also love to use is the Plant Success mycorrhiza, mycorrhizae, just to give it a little sprinkle to encourage good root development. So basically I sprinkle a little bit in for like where I sit the soil block on so that the roots have contact with it, and that is usually what gives really, really great root development. A little bit goes a long way. All right, we're done with our potting up. Pretty much 2 full trays. If everything would have germinated, it would have been 2 full trays. But I'm happy that I did it because look how much more space they have. But I also found a few funny outliers, just a few little ones which were under the, basically shaded out by the large leaves. So I'm glad I potted them up. I think they will be just fine. I also looked up the date when I started them 4 weeks ago, March 3rd, and now we have the 7th. So like tiny tit over 4 weeks. But if you are in my growing zone and want to have beautiful geranium seedlings like this in 4 weeks, there's still time for you. So I'll link everything below. And let me walk you quickly through the varieties. So this one here, what do we have here? An apple blossom. I really, really love this one. This had the best germination rate for me. All of the seeds germinated, which I planted. And then we have here, this is a geranium coral. Those ones also are the ones which have this pretty marking on the leaves. So those are the ones which come with the rings. Super beautiful. This is a geranium star. They also looked really, really fabulous. I forgot the color. I think this was a pink. You will see that in the picture here. But this has slight markings as well. I'm not sure if you can see that here. It comes with a little bit of markings, but not as pronounced as a coral. But I hope they come more when they grow up. And this is the, I think, bicolor ivy. I was like, oh my God, they have really, really spindly stems, until I remembered those are trailing ones. So they are supposed to like flop over and like trail down your trail down your container. So I was like, I remember that. Everything else, all the other varieties are upright varieties, but this one is the one which I want to have flowing over. And those were the ones with the worst germination rate. Only 50% germinated for me from those ones. Everything else had really, really good germination rates. And I feel like I forgot one. The coral, the star, the ivy, the apple blossom, and then just a classic white one. Because if you have been any time here with me, you know I'm a sucker for white. And they just go with everything. So yeah. All right, so I hope you like this video over here. I'll have everything linked below for you to reference in case you want to get some seeds as well. I got them from Swallowtail Garden. Great germination rate, fast shipping. The only thing what I would advise you to pay attention to the seed count in the package. They sell them by 5 seeds or 10 seeds, so you got to calculate how many you truly need. I ordered a bunch clearly for those ones, but otherwise really, really good results. And I'll put them inside back because if I'm cold out here, they're cold too. And again, it's still not the time. That's the whole point of this video. They get watered in. I'll put a little bit of vermiculite typically on the top still, even if I have pot them up, but they're just going under the lights as well. And now that they're potted up and in bigger homes, they're also getting fertilized. Probably try to be fertilizer Friday, like once a week, but it's typically like every other week. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I hope you liked this video. I hope it inspired you to grow some geraniums. And then otherwise, subscribe and watch another video. Thank you.